to Vibrational Revelations. Today, we are revealing to you part one of the series of the Ivy League universities. We will be revealing Ivy League University plus the vibrational frequencies of the specific Ivy League universities, professors' collective consciousness, and then students' collective consciousness. I hope you enjoy. For those of you that are joining us for the very first time, make sure that you download our vibrational frequencies of awakening scale. So let's begin with Columbia University. Again, this is on a scale of 0 to 1,000. We're going to reveal 5 numbers, 5 different categories. So Columbia University, overall vibrational frequency is 30. Impact on human perception is 30. Now we're going to go into percentages. Integrity of the university itself is 18%. Integrity to others is 8%. The next is alignment with divine purpose, how aligned this university is with divine purpose, and it's 23%. And alignment with its mission, 100%. So we have actually 6 different categories. All right, the next one for Columbia University is professors' collective consciousness. Let's see where they stand, especially with everything that's happening around the world. It's very interesting to see what is the mindset, what is the predominant emotion that rules the professors' collective consciousness. And overall vibrational frequency for Columbia University professors' collective consciousness year 2023 is 55 on a scale of 0 to 1,000. So there's definitely an aspect of manipulation. Health collectively is viewed through the lens of 55. And we break down health into 3 different aspects: connection to mind, 250, connection to body, 55. So there's definitely disassociation there. Connection to soul is 30. Again, 0 to 1,000. Connection to soul is 30. Finances are viewed for the Columbia University professors' collective consciousness is 125. So this unfulfilled desire, this addictive pattern. Creativity overall is 100, frequency of 100. So it's worry, frequency of worry. So they create with an intent, because overall frequency is 55, to inflict worry and fear and manipulate. Relationships is 30. Relationships to self is 50. Relationships to others, 30. I'm sure most parents or most people who have gone to this university many years ago, or kids that are so excited to apply to Ivy League universities, there's definitely a totally different narrative. If you go behind the facade of what's going on, and the frequencies are clearly showing that. Personal growth is 125, again, on a scale of 0 to 1,000. Philanthropy, the art of sharing and giving, is 50. Service to self, 55. Service to others, 50. Intuition overall is 55. Under the aspect of intuition, clairaudience, clairsentience, clairvoyance, and claircognizance are all 55. So again, there is this manipulative tendency of when information comes through, how it's being processed. And then, of course, in case of professors, it's their job to teach and to be neutral, not to manipulate the information. IQ is 250. EQ, emotional quotient, 55. So totally disconnected there. SQ, social quotient, 400, high intellect. Adversity quotients in challenging times. What happens in Columbia University collectively from a professor's standpoint is 55. Again, manipulation. Collectively, professors enjoy playing their role. You can say 80%. They're in their ego, 97%. And out of that, it's 84% superior ego. Combining that with low vibrational frequencies shows narcissistic tendencies. In the now, 50%. Self-awareness, 59%. So again, not that present, not that aware of the inner and outer world. Clarity is 87%. Integrity for the collective consciousness of Columbia University professors is 17%, 1-7. Integrity to self, 95%. Integrity to others, 17%. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's bribery or something else going on. Alignment with divine purpose, 51%. Totally out of alignment. Alignment with personal purpose, so this is more ego-based, 93%. Compassion, 80%. We measured compassion to others collectively, right? So 46%, very low compassion. Pair that up with high superior ego. Relationship to others frequency is 30. No wonder we're seeing what we're seeing today, exploding all over the net, and how students do not feel safe in these universities. Empathy, 79%, and energy purity for the collective consciousness of professors of Columbia University is 61%. And then the last one on the list for Columbia University will be the collective consciousness of students. So we just revealed to you the collective consciousness of professors and now the students. The overall vibrational frequency is 55. Here we go. It's actually a perfect match. Professors matching with students collectively, okay? So it doesn't mean everybody is that frequency. Health is viewed through the lens of 55. Connection to mind is 175. So again, there's this ego connection to mind. Connection to body is 55. Connection to soul is 30. So there is definitely a correlation. You can see it's almost like a vibrational match. Whatever you're seeking, it's right there. Finances for students, collective consciousness, Columbia University is 125. Creativity, 125. Relationships overall, 55. Relationship to self, 55. Relationship to others, 30. This, of course, no wonder we're seeing what we're seeing unfolding in these schools at the moment. This propaganda and justification of hate, which is completely unacceptable. Personal growth is 125. So you can see this absolute dissonance in frequencies. Philanthropy, 55. Service to self, 55. Service to others, 55. Intuition, 55. Again, there's this disassociation, manipulation. Clairaudience, 55. Clairsentience, 55. Clairvoyance, 55. And claircognizance is 50. IQ is 250. EQ, emotional quotient, 50. Also, this absolute disconnection. SQ, social quotient, 400. And AQ is 50. They enjoy their role, 73%. In the ego, 100%. And out of the ego, it's 96% superior ego. So it also shows you the pool collectively of the students and professors, that it's much more ego-driven, this narcissistic, ego-driven pool of just overall people in the university. In the now, 51%. Self-awareness, 46%, so not that self-aware, not that present. Clarity, 77%. Integrity, 50%. Integrity to self collectively for the students is 100%. And integrity to others is 50%. Alignment with divine purpose for the students collectively is 65%, so not that aligned. Alignment with personal purpose, 67%. And this is common actually for younger generation, younger people who are trying to figure out what they want to do with their life. They're not going to be, in most cases, aligned with personal purpose 100%. So this is actually a normal number to see, but divine purpose is a different story. Compassion overall, 52%. Compassion to others, 38%. Empathy is 53%. And energy purity, that means how much do they embody the frequency of 55, and they do at 61%. So there's definitely something happening on an energetic level from a frequency perspective that is unfolding.
More than likely, if they're aligning with divine purposes at that level in the 60s, right?
Yeah.
And they have all these lower frequencies throughout the chart. more than likely they incarnated at a higher frequency. That is very possible.
So yeah,
most of the
there's some kind of
students.
programming that's happening, and it's definitely not beneficial.
But now they are somewhat a match with what
The university
as an entity stands for.
Yes, and professors as well. So it's interesting to see from a vibrational perspective how everything becomes a vibrational match. And in this case, it's a vibrational match.
It's kind of like the university is the body, the professors are the blood of the body, and the students are the cells.
Okay. Information
and,
flows.
in a way, yes, they all play an important role and they're part of the whole. But the blood can, if it's not clean or purified, it can
Contaminate.
toxify and contaminate the cells, right? And bring the body down eventually if it's not contained.
Yes.
Or if the body, and this might be the case for the university itself, that it is was founded at that frequency and it vibrates at that frequency, maybe that's really the frequency they want to cultivate. Right?
But we didn't test actually at the time when the university was founded. So this will be interesting, perhaps in the future, to look into.
Definitely.
What was the intention
Initially, intention, yes. Of those that funded the university. Next is University of Pennsylvania. University of Pennsylvania.
Or UPenn. UPenn.
Overall frequency, 55. Impact on human perception, 55. Integrity. This is how loyal and faithful they are to their core beliefs, to their values, to their truth, is 45%. Integrity to others is 15%. So this is how really, when they share the information of what they believe in, how much integrity is in it, or how much they are in their integrity when they share that information.
Yes.
Aligning with divine purpose, 53%. As an organization, they're definitely way out of alignment.
Yes.
And this is from 1 up to 100%, right? Aligning with its mission. It's a whole nother story. It's 100%. So they're fully aligned with their mission, which tells you it is more about the persona self than the divine self.
It's their ego mission.
It's more about the ego driven than looking for, seeking for balance. And balance not only for the institution, but for those that participate in it. Right? Now we go into University of Pennsylvania and reveal the professors' collective consciousness. So University of Pennsylvania professors' collective consciousness, they are experiencing the frequency collectively of 55. When it comes to health, 55. Connection to mind, 125. Connection to body, 55. Connection to soul, 30.
It's just so disappointing, for Ivy League universities.
Yes.
Yeah.
Finances, 125. The previous university also had 125 under finances.
Yes.
This unfulfilled desire, right? Addictive behavior towards finances. It's never enough. Creativity, 175. So very prideful of their creative.
Superficial. This is more related to like superficial external values, wanting the validation for a facade, but inside the core values and beliefs are just totally, it's an empty vessel.
Disconnected.
It's more related to vanity. Yeah.
Exactly. Relationships, 55. Relationship to self, 55. Relationship to others, 55. And these numbers represent the filters that are being activated within each aspect when it comes to processing the information and how the information also is being shared, right? And the emotion, not only the emotion, but the intention behind that it is connected to that emotion. Personal growth, 125. Philanthropy, 45. Service to self, 45. Service to others, 30. Intuition. Again, this is not how intuitive they are. This is the filter that they activate when the intuitive insights come through, right?
Mhm.
When they connect to source, when the information flows, is 55. Clairaudience, 55. Clairsentience, 50. Clairvoyance, 55. Claircognizance, 55. Intelligence quotient, or IQ, is 250. Emotional quotient, 55. Social quotient, 400. Adversity quotient, 30. Indie joy, 46%. In the ego, 98%. And 96% of that represents the superior version of the ego. In the now, 48%. Self-awareness, 53%. Clarity, 55%.
It's like ego completely veils everything.
Yes.
And it's this absolute disconnect from what is, just to fulfill the ego desires. Yeah.
It's blocking their vision, right?
Yeah.
They're lacking clarity.
No wonder we don't even hear from these professors. It's unreal what's happening on college campuses today.
But they're definitely being actively supporting the chaos.
Yes.
You know, right from behind the curtains, some of them are very vocal about it. But either way, the
Instead
numbers.
of creating, I think it's especially if you're an educator, I believe it's your job, it's our job to bring unity and conversation to the table versus separation and anger and hate and more fear. And right now, more than ever, we need students, need role models that can model what it means to disagree, but yet respect each other and feel for one another. But based on these frequencies and what is being shown right now, this is not what's happening behind.
Yeah, they don't have clarity, they're not experiencing clarity, therefore they're actually spreading confusion, which, excuse me, attracts chaos, right?
This is what happens when broken adults have not worked on themselves, and they're
it's like
and pushing it onto
it's
students,
like
which is unfortunate.
it's like going on a boat from Miami to Cuba, per se, and your captain is wasted.
There you go.
And then there's a storm coming, and the captain doesn't answer, and the captain doesn't know where to go, rather right or left, or slow down or speed up, or.
I mean, and these universities are so expensive. I mean, most students who apply, they think, wow, I'm going to go, what a privilege and honor. They work their butts off when they're in high school, thinking this is it. I'm reaching the highest level, the best school that you can possibly get into. And these schools are not cheap. I mean, they're like, with room and board, I think right now close to like $100,000 a year, which is absolutely insane. And it doesn't seem to be supporting education.
Yes, if someone is thinking about sending their children there, to think about
what kind of environment they're going to go into,
about the type of environment they're going to be in, and they must prepare their children to be strong enough to stand firmly for what they believe in, for what they have been taught at home, right? And stay faithful to that, because it's with an environment like that, it's very easy to give in.
Yeah, but as
That's
you
it.
can see, actually, there's a big match that happens. I guess it's attracting. It's like attracts like. The
Yes,
manipulation and narcissistic pool of people are coming together.
the majority, obviously, right? That's why the
Right.
numbers are where they are, but
Yeah,
not all of
collectively,
them. And my
sure.
message is to those that are open and willing, and they don't feel that they match. There's a frequency match here. There's only for the academics of it, right? For how good it looks, and it seems to be
Yeah.
on paper.
And no wonder now major donors are pulling out, and they're like, we're done. We're not donating. I don't blame them.
So I totally forgot where I stopped.
Oh,
I think it's
integrity.
after clarity, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
integrity.
So integrity, overall integrity, is how loyal and faithful they are to their truth, right? Doesn't have to be her truth, my truth, or your truth. Is pretty much to their programming. Let's put it this way: is 50%. So they are causa, yes, no, maybe, sometimes, 50%. Integrity to self, to themselves, right, is 94%. So they're definitely loyal to themselves more than anything. Now, integrity to others, a whole nother game or situation here, is 36%. It's a drastic gap. Alignment with divine purpose, 62%. Alignment with personal purpose, 94%. So having a personal purpose, or aligning with personal purpose in the high 90s, and seeing all these lower numbers throughout their chart, is a clear indication, based on our experience after doing thousands literally of calibrations and analysis, is that they're really not thinking of shifting. They are fine, and they feel that this is the path they have to be on.
Yeah.
And 94%, they're experiencing some sort of a sense of fulfillment. So because that is their identity, right? It's been built based on all this low vibrational frequency factors or aspects.
It actually makes me think of, in the past, we've revealed pharmaceutical companies, United Nations, I mean, you name it, all kinds of institutions. And it's interesting that there's this talk about 3D, 5D. And what we're seeing, as you guys can see actually through these numbers, is actually the systems are falling apart on every level.
The systems,
and they have to, because they're no longer working. Something else, something new has to be built, but it no longer can function on the ego and this disconnect and manipulation. And how is it that the most prestigious universities on this planet have not realized how important it is to unite people, to bring the conversation to the table, regardless of what the topic is, and not push their agenda based on whoever is donating money or whatever their own lack of clarity might be, right? And not put that onto their students. So this is, again, a great example of this is no longer working.
Mm-hmm. There's always a way where an institution, a person, an individual contributes to the expansion of the collective, the human collective, right? In this case, the numbers are showing that their contribution is to create contrast. And for those that are open and willing and they're paying attention, they can neutralize that contrast, right? They can learn from that contrast and have a clear understanding of what that means, and to know that that's not what they want to incorporate in their lives, and actually continue to pay attention and be open to receive to what it is contributing to their growth, right? So that is very clear with these numbers. Now, compassion, 67%. compassion to others, 58%. Empathy, 68%. And energy purity, 70%. And this is an indicator of how much they are embodying the current overall frequency of 55 that the professors of University of Pennsylvania are experiencing collectively. Now is the University of Pennsylvania students' collective analysis. Their overall frequency is 125. They view health through the filter of worry, fear at 100. Connection to mind, 175. That's the vanity factor. Connection to body, 100. Connection to soul, 55. Finances, 125. Creativity, 175. Relationships, 125. Relationship to self, 125. And relationship to others, 100. Personal growth, 200. Philanthropy, 175. Service to self, 200. Service to others, 175. Intuition, 100. With an intuition is clairaudience at 100, clairsentience 100, clairvoyance and claircognizance also at 100. With an intelligence aspect, we have, or they have, intelligence quotient, which is IQ at 250, EQ, emotional quotient, 55, SQ, social quotient, 250, and AQ, adversity quotient, 55.
You know, it also shows there's a pattern that's unfolding. When you see the EQ is so low, the emotional quotient, and IQ is much higher, and it shows that collectively this is how, you know, the students, the professors are operating. It shows you that they're celebrating the intellect a lot more than compassion towards others. And this is such an important aspect to consider, that, you know, book smart does not make you successful in life. It actually can harm the connection on this planet and where we're moving towards.
It can make you a billionaire, but not a successful billionaire. If we
how depending on how
success
success is defined.
You're right. If you think, or we define success as of having a sense of fulfillment and experiencing balance, right?
Just be a good human being.
Exactly. Balance as a well connected and establishing healthy relationships and experiencing joy and so forth, right? Now, when it comes to indie joy.
No, social quotient.
Oh, social quotient, 250. That's the SQ. Adversity quotient, 55. That's the AQ, 55. Indie joy, 48%. Indie ego, 96%. And 97% is the superior version of the ego.
It's like schools for egomaniacs.
This tells you, I mean, with the indie joy at 48%, and all the other, looking at all the other numbers, it's telling you that really it's all a facade that might look happy and experiencing pride of their academics or their accomplishments within the institution, but they are not really enjoying the role that they're playing, you know? In the ego, 96%. And again, I said that 97% of that is a superior version of the ego. In the now, 53%. Self-awareness, 57%. Clarity, 75%. Integrity, 64%. Integrity to self, 100%. Integrity to others, 60%. At least higher than the institution itself, no?
Yeah, but so.
The learning. Alignment with divine purpose, 65%. Alignment with personal purpose, 78%. Compassion, 69%. Compassion to others, 64%. Empathy, 68%. And energy purity, 65%.
All right. Next one is Oxford University.